Well, our bulb went out on our Samsung TV again. They seem to last about 2 years. Should be an easy fix. From what I understand, it does cost about $250 to have it done by somebody. But we're going to try and do it on our own today. This isn't something that I've practiced, so we're just doing it out the gate. But I do have a few tools that I laid out. We got our needle nose pliers. We probably won't need them, but we'd like to have them anyhow. A little flashlight. I got a couple different size screwdrivers. A number 2 Phillips and a smaller Phillips. You never know what size you're going to need. And we've also got a flat tip screwdriver. And just because I'm a little clumsy, and when I drop something, I got this cool little magnetic pickup tool. And I also got something to put the screws in. That's just something we keep our guitar picks in, but it'll work for screws today. And some reading glasses in case you're old. There's a bigger flashlight. And some rubber gloves. We want the rubber gloves because we don't want to touch the bulb, and also there's a little bit of a chance that it could help you in case you get in contact with something. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to put our gloves on. Got some nice pink ones. And they're a little small for me. But they're going to work for what we got to do today. I'm hoping this takes less than about 5 minutes. But we'll see how it goes. The hardest thing for most people might be just getting to the back of this thing. These TVs are pretty heavy. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit to the side. And it looks like the last time I was in here I tied this bundle of wires to the screw. Yours probably isn't tied up like this. So I'll have to take that. Well, the first thing I should do is pull this plug. That way we don't get shocked. But there is capacitors inside there that could shock you still, so just be careful. The capacitor charge should bleed out in a few minutes at least. But just be on the safe side. First thing you do is unplug it. Take my cords loose. My trusty cup. Keep everything in. I need my flashlight already. Looks like the smaller screws. We'll see if this one fits. Yep, number 2 Phillips works. There's 4 screws on the back of this door that houses the lighting inside. Like I said, it seems like the bulbs are lasting about 2 years. And it's a great TV set. We really like the picture on it. We actually had an audio video guy came out to set up our stereo system for us, and he said that he liked these as well. But they don't make them anymore. So when the bulb goes out, you got your choice of going out and spending $500 on a new TV set, or spend 40 like we did. We got the brand name bulb from Samsung. It took about 3 days to get here. And I'll pull the back out. Like I said, I didn't practice this, but I do think I did this about 2 years ago, the last time it went out. It's pretty obvious when the bulb is going out because the TV set simply goes off. Ours would stay on for about 10 minutes for a while, and then it would shut off, and then the time actually got the duration got a lot shorter that it would stay on. I can see the inside of this. I don't know if you can, but the housing sits inside about a few inches. This is the bulb that we got in the mail. Actually opening up for the first time. Comes with a little flyer that gives you all the model numbers that it fits. We're hoping this one fits here. And there it is. It looks very similar to the one that's in there now, so it's stated on that little piece of paper that the design may be a little bit different. It says it uses the same lamp technology as previous generations, but uses newer Philips UHP lamps. It is a better design. So it also says, please note that your old enclosure may look different than the one that you just received. So got our fingers crossed. We're going to hope it works. I'm going to put my little glasses on because I'm old, and it's going to help me to see everything, see what I'm messing up. I'm just taking this out first so that you can understand what it's going to look like and what to look for inside. So we're careful not to touch anything that we don't have to. So it comes with an extra little screw here in case we lose something perhaps. But I've got an idea how it's going to slide in there now. There's a plug right on the top that looks like that's the contacts to where you're going to plug to the other end of it inside the TV. So I'm going to go ahead and back this out. There's one, I see the head of one little gold screw. One screw into the cup so we don't lose it. It's just the one screw. I just gave this a little tug. There's nothing to unplug. There is a couple of wires that are in the way just a little bit, so I'll push those out of the way. Give it a nice little tug and pull the whole thing straight out. So it does look similar. Actually, it looks exactly the same. New one, old one. So the light was facing to the inside. These little plugs, if you look inside, you can see the other end. That's what's we're going to try and line them up to. We're going to have to line them up, otherwise this thing isn't going to work. We'll take that piece of tape off, just because. Now looking inside, I can see what this does is this slides on a track right here. This edge right here actually sits on the track as you push it in. See, it slides in nice and easy. A little bit of a push until it seats itself in there. Now, I need to get my gold screw. Put that back on the screwdriver. Be sure not to drop it. If you drop the screw, you're screwed. Because undoubtedly it's going to fall into a place that you can't get to. So I'm just snugging the screw down, Making sure everything looks like it's straight. Now it's time to put the panel back on. If I can find it. I like to clean everything if I can. This one actually looks pretty clean. Be sure and get this lined up so that the center of this is offset just slightly, so that it lines up directly with the bulb itself. And it looks like it's only going to go one way, so we can't mess that up. Samsung was pretty good about making sure that was foolproof. These are great TV sets, so it is worth the trouble if you can find one of these TVs, perhaps at a garage sale or something like that, where the folks that own it don't wish to try and replace the bulb, and they elected to go out and buy a new one. You can have yourself a nice TV set, provided it is just the bulb. Now, we did have a problem with the color wheel went out on this a couple of years ago. The new color wheel was a lot more expensive. It was around $200. But if your color wheel is going bad, you can tell easily by the clattering noise that it makes, and all of a sudden the TV will just go out. Color wheel was a lot more involved. There's videos on the internet that'll help you with that as well. I'm just going to go through our 4 screws in the back panel, give them a little tightening, make sure they're all good. Look to make sure I don't have any wires hanging out, no extra screws. The only extra screw that I have is the one that I was holding my cords up with. So I'll go ahead and put that back. Just so it holds my cords up nice and snug. Cords seem to be the #1 problem with clutter, so I try to wrap them up whenever I can. Little guitar cup away. Screwdrivers. Here's our plug. We're going to plug it back in and hope that we don't have any smoke. Okay. Alright, here's the old one. Useless now. We'll just throw it back in the box, put it into the trash. And you can see the only tools we wound up using were just the #2 screwdriver, Phillips head, and this just to pry the back off a little bit, and of course trusty flashlight, and of course the gloves. So let's go over here and see if this thing works. Keep our fingers crossed. And we could tell the bulb was going out because the little dial on the front of the TV set was flashing. Okay, looks like it's working, except for the light reflecting. Let me turn it a little bit. There we go. Great picture. It's hard to tell on the video because of all the sunlight coming through the windows, but that's it. Hope it was helpful, and save yourself some money. Go out, order the bulb online, save yourself a couple $100, and you got a nice, beautiful Samsung DLP TV. Thanks.